If you hadn't already seen, I'm going to leave a link to my first video in this Mecum Auction 2025 in the comments section. That's where we pick our 30 favorite bikes out of this 1400 plus. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the bikes that I thought were very, very overpriced. Some of the stylish and unusual, mechanically unusual bikes. And some bikes that you just had to ask, what were they thinking? The prices in this auction range from as much as $1,320,000 for this 1915 Cyclone V-Twin to $110 for this 1978 50cc AMC Roadster. I'm going to show you some of the bikes in between and where I thought they were maybe overpriced or just really different. First of 6 bikes I thought that went a little higher than I thought they should be. It's a 1986 Yamaha YX 600 Radian. It went for $33,000. In fact, I walked right past it. This is what it looks like. I just don't understand. The second bike drew my attention was this 1989 Honda XL 600 Transalp. Sold for $27,500. It's a nice looking bike. It is a good example, but $27,500 seemed a little high to me. Next two are just small displacement off-road bikes. This is a Baja 100, sold for $16,500. It's a lovely looking bike, but it had to mean something to somebody to spend that much money. There are always a ton of small Hondas here. This XR75 didn't look that special to me, but somebody wanted to pay $12,100 for it, so I guess he thought it was pretty special. The next two bikes belong to somebody famous. This GS is 2004 GS, sold for $88,000. It belonged to the legendary drummer from Rush, I guess. Got a pair of drumsticks with it also. Last one, $88,000 for a BMW and a pair of drumsticks. This one I more understand. It's $47,300 for a KX380, belonged to a world champion. That I could almost buy. I'm going to take a quick pause here to reflect on something I did see here that I haven't seen before. Was these Kawasaki 750 Z2s. They're primarily in the, I think, Japanese market. One showed up last year and got a lot of bids on it. I think they ended up discounting those because of VIN. But this year, 9 showed up. 9. They ranged from selling from $22,000 to $38,500. I think there was a $42,000 one that the bid goes on. There's 3 of them that the bid goes on, ours in the middle, and they sold the other 6. So I don't know if that's going to get flooded with Z2s next year or not. This is the first what were they thinking bike. Now the rest of these were pretty much custom bike, but this one came from the factory. It's a 2009 Victory Vision, and it was pretty outrageous back then, and quite frankly still is pretty outrageous. It didn't sell for very much, but it's still outrageous, isn't it? This next bike is a 2005 Rocket 3, kind of all tarted up, even put white walls on it. Only sold for $2,475, so I can understand if somebody buying it thinking, really, the only thing they got to do is kind of detard it a little bit. In 2023, I wrecked a 2013 Rocket 3. I think it looked better after the wreck. This one is the bid goes on at $5,000. 2007 Harley. Now the guy that did this one also did the next one, and he was just warming up on this one. It has a lot of stuff on it, and I think he's gone, passed away, and relatives are selling it. So God bless him. If there was ever a case for somebody taking away somebody's license to custom my bike, this is it. Although it sold for $34,100, and I have no idea, unless it's an amusement park ride. There is not anything that wasn't touched on this bike and made worse. From the rotors to the paint job to it's got a supercharger on it, $6,000 supercharger. It's got a green windscreen on it. The instruments look out of place. The headlights, I don't know if it's in a parade or not, but somebody paid $34,000, $100, and this one got a lot of attention, all for the wrong reasons. This bike could have fell into the overpriced category class, but when I had to, what were they thinking class, this had to be the top of that class. We're going to start with some old school, unusual mechanical marvels. This is a 1915 Williams Claddy.
All right, here is a really odd duck. Really? S144. Jerry, you got to include this in the odd ducks. 1915 Williams Claddy. 3-cylinder rotary engine affixed to the rear wheel. Restored. 873 cc, 3-cylinder, air-cooled, 10 horsepower, integrated into the rear wheel. That is wackadoodle. That is wackadoodle, but it is gorgeous. It looks like a big beach cruiser, and then that's amazing. Does the engine not spin?
No.
But the wheel spins around the engine.
Yeah.
Let Bill and Roy, my buddies, tell you about this one.
All right, this is the rivet mobile. Not because it has rivets, because it looks like a frog.
This one? Yeah, we're looking at the white and this one.
These are great to ride. I've had a couple of them.
They're just so oddball.
This is S143, 1923 Nair-a-car, built by Nair-a-car. Carl Nair-a-car, oh, it's the man's name. Syracuse, New York, from 1920 to 1927. 255 cc single cylinder. Oh my, it's center hub steering. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
And we thought that was new with Bimoto.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Wow. That is just wow.
Next up, we got a 1941 Harley-Davidson TA Knucklehead from World War II, 3-wheeler. Really cool. It looks like it is a military model. I mean, Jeep tires, and I bet it's a pain to ride. I've seen sidecars. I've seen motorcycles with the wheels inside the rear wheel, but I don't think I've seen an extra wheel with a motor on it. Well, that's different. It's a 1915 Indian bicycle with Smith motor wheel. How unusual. Kind of switching over to the more modern stuff. It's 1983 Tri-Hawk 304. I think there's only like 90-something of these ever made. I don't have a lot on this, but I thought it was pretty unusual. I was a little shocked when I came across this baby, and it sold for $18,700. What in Sam Hill is this thing? But ladies and gentlemen, what would you say this is? That is 2 Triumph engines in this. It's a 1962 Triumph double engine T120. I can't imagine that this is going to be any problem at all. I really got to give it to the guy that built this for creativity. It sold for $42,900. Definitely a strange bike. F381 2006 Boss Hog Bel Air trike, and it's named for being a Bel Air trike. You can see the V8 motor in it, CB radio, regular radio, but it gets it from the Chevrolet Bel Air rear end. Well, I almost put this one in another category. Enough people liked it, and it sold for $44,000. Okay, where can I start with this one? It's a Rolex Custom T216, based off of a 2006 Harley-Davidson Road King. A little too flash for me. Well, I've never seen a political bike before this. I'm going to let Mr. Bill tell you about that since he's our Trump man.
Okay, so this just caught my eye. This is a Trump special. Number 47. That's awesome. Got the Rambo style Trump face there on the tank. Seal of the President of the United States. 2025. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
One of my subscribers asked me about this make and model of bike, and this is about as close as I get to it, so that's for him. Conclude with the last bike, the one I thought was a pretty good value at $1,375, a 1974 Suzuki 500. Pretty sweet. This almost looked like a little land speed racer we saw out there at Bonneville. Before I go, I want to thank Bill and Roy again for helping me make this video. As I ride off into the sunset on my Captain America replica, I'd like to thank you for watching part 2, and maybe we'll make part 3 in a few months down the road, which will be a walkthrough of all the bikes. Thank you.